tag onto the shirt stop. I met Mike at the shirt stop also. I don't know if anybody long-time locals remember that's when you actually put a silk screen down on a shirt and actually put the ink right down it, fold it off, and do it. So none of that these days anymore. But gosh, where do I start? So many shows, so many times of being in the shirt stop. And one of the funniest things, boy, I was going to talk about that was definitely all the Frank Zappa tunes just cranking in there, and all the music just being so loud. And or when we'd go out back, we'd be behind the shirt stop back there in the alley, we'd be coming in super fresh. I mean, you'd be like reeking really hard, and you go in there and you're like trying to deal with this tourist, and the rap music's all going crazy, and you're singing, and like, what the hell? Stuff like that. But one of my more personal ones that I wanted to remember was just being down in Boulder, where I moved down after a number of years up here, and another concert thing, and I'm sitting in old Chicago, just waiting for him, and just waiting for a friend comes on, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm thinking about. And around that time, there was like the video where all the Stones are in there, just kind of hanging out with the brothers, and they're all coming in one at a time. And then, sure enough, here comes Mike in, right then. And I'm just like some kind of vision in a way. Just like I never forgot that. But what I wanted to do with everybody, I mean, I know we're all skiers and everything, but I was thinking about what would be really cool, and I know probably a number of people have probably spent some time in Hawaii. And what I always thought was really cool about that on a lot of their services is everybody gathering in a big circle out in the ocean. And I thought this can't be more the same than that, and just everybody thinking one solid, or every thought that you can think of that we can group together, and sharing Mike's spirit pouring down on us. And I don't know, I'd like to let everybody spill everybody else out, but I'd really love to do that if everybody really do that. Finish up, everybody, please.
My name's Justin. I came to Aspen and I was 18 years old. And one of the luckiest things ever is that I found Derek and moved in with him. And Mike was in a one-bedroom attached to the cabin. And those guys took me in as friends, family, and I'm really glad that I know everybody here, basically, and that's part of the connection that we all have in Aspen, and we're all here because we cared so much for Mike and had such great experiences. And I'd love to give him credit for so many things that I know about the mountains in the summer and in the winter, and so many great things like you spoke of. He was such a knowledgeable person about so many fun things that he liked, and I just cherish all the great things that he taught me about the mountains. And I look forward to just having wonderful, fun Mike stories with every one of you the rest of our lives and doing what we do. He deserves so much credit teaching me so many things about the mountains. I cherish the mountains, and I cherish all the friendships with all of y'all. Mike had a fun quote that we all kind of experienced in person, in time, and I'll try to say it the best I can. And if you were skiing with Mike, you knew the passion and the fire and the desire that we all shared to keep doing it and doing it well. And so Mike, so fun, said, guys, I was ripping down the face and I hit a bump and I went flying through the air. And in the air, I thought to myself, I can't wait to land so I can keep whipping again. And that is so ML. And we all know and love ML, and I'm so glad to have Dave, Mike's brother, here. And I think we should all call him DL.
That's a perfect note, so check it. Me, Hal, Derek, Fab, Chris, we all, is that everybody? We all,
Justin.
huh?
Justin,
yeah, sorry. We all went in on these shirts, right? So I found, I had a printing place lined up, and they're like, oh, if you don't have written permission from Motorhead or Solomon to do their logo, we can't do it. And this was last Sunday, I think. So a week. So we're over at our house, and a friend of ours is sitting there, and he's like, well, I know a guy. So he got me in touch with this guy who, like, Mike's message really resonated with this guy. I shared his obituary with him. I shared some other things, and they agreed to rush order these shirts for us, right? So, like, I probably only have like 35 of them or something, but everybody, if you want a shirt, fucking take a shirt when we get down the mountain. But it's got the Solomon logo, it's got a Motorhead, it's got a good strong fuck yeah! And on the back is a picture that Hal took with the quote Justin just said. So, like,
that's Mike jumping off of Harris's Rock about 500 yards back here.
so, like,
We're gonna have to order more.
well, we'll order more then. Whatever, man. Or we'll do a freaking memorial every year. I don't care. But, like, I'd love people to wear them. Like, you know, like, it's cool.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! Woo! Woo! Fuck yeah!
I'm Jan Stokel. And many of you know me here because I grew up here. And
Jan's talking.
anyway, it's pretty hard, you know. But I started skiing with Mike in the early '90s, and he was just an amazing, badass mogul skier. And so, anyway, it was in his competitive nature, it was always a challenge to like beat Mike down the runs that he loved so much, and his dynamism in skiing was phenomenal. Anyway, last year, Mike calls me up, he says, hey Jan, you think I might get a job from you? And I was like, absolutely Mike, why don't you work with me for the summer? So I climb trees professionally, and Mike was my groundsman, and he did a lot of the rope work for me, and he worked on my chainsaws so that they were functioning, and he was a very meticulous person. He wanted things done properly, and even if he didn't do something properly, he might get down on himself. I'm like, don't worry about it, Mike. You know, it's no big deal. But anyway, I am gonna seriously miss him. I'm gonna be thinking about him a lot when I ski down to the Bell Mountain, which is where we skied so much. Not to mention down Ruthie's and Aztec. And anyway, I truly will miss him, and I'm very happy everybody showed up at this gathering here.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
One thing up on Jan about skiing. There's only 10 runs really on Aspen Mountain that Mike would ever ski, and if you ever want to know what those are, let's all rip them together, because there's literally 10 runs he'll even ski. He does it over and over and over, and doesn't work. We all know him.
I don't ski that run. I don't ski
I'm not skiing that run. You guys, I haven't taken lift 3 all year.
I'm Gary Sullivan, a.k.a. the Line Master. My first introduction to Mike when he first got to town, it was late in the day, and I was on the top of the elevator shaft in Silver Queen. It was roped off and closed because early season and thin, and I was sidestepping, just packing it out, and it was stormy, and he comes skiing along and goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm packing this out so it'll be really good when it's done. So he stepped in with me, we stepped it out, and once we got past the end of the rope, I said, okay, let's go. So that was my introduction to mine.
Jerry, what year was that when you did that landscaping job way down valley? I can hardly remember that. That was a long time ago.
I remember the story when I
That's
got
you hiring him when he first got to town.
He worked for me briefly, but it was, you know, I like to start at 7 o'clock in the morning and be done so I could go mountain biking. He said, oh, I kind of rather start at about 10 o'clock or so. And he'd come from the brew fest at Snowmass and he'd lost his sunglasses and he was just this isn't gonna work out.
in the movie Aspen Extreme, Kyle and I were on. We were like the Vail team at the top.
Reptile.
They brought us up in helicopters, so I got Mike on there to be in it. So we get out of the helicopter at the top of like the Cirque somewhere up there. And the guy's like, hey, what? Keep your head down, keep your head down. And so Mike got in a fight with this guy, put his skis on, skied down Snowmass, and went to Aspen Mountain and went skiing. doing the movie. He just wanted to ride the helicopter. It was really cool because it picked us up in old Snowmass and then flew us way up there. And then they pulled us up with snowmobiles, remember? Like way out there.
Did he end up
Yeah.
in the movie?
No.
No credits.
No.
No credits.
So yeah, similar to that story. Mike and I were roommates forever ago. Most everybody knows me, Kyle, the party reptile. And yeah, so we were roommates way back when, and we skied so similarly that we didn't really get along that well because I might beat him down the line, and he didn't like anyone ever beating him down the line. And I was wondering who might have had their past taken more than me, and obviously we know who it was. Because you guys got me, Patrol got me one time for skiing S1 when it was closed, and where are you going to go? There's nowhere to go, Patrol's waiting at the bottom, they're going to get you. And I think that was when Mike was the most proudest of me. Because we couldn't really ski together because it was either his line or my line, and same speed, even competition. So, but I know that was probably his proudest moment when I came back and said they took my pass. It's like, no, but I had a Highlander, separate pass, so my rights weren't taken away for that week. Now, when I went through the lobster trap going too fast and skied over Mick Ireland's sister's skis, you guys got me. And so I definitely lost my pass and couldn't go to Highlands anymore because Skico didn't own it. So we had some similar stories, that's for sure.
Michael was not in Aspen Extreme, but he was in a movie called Skiing is Coolest Sport.
Mike Meadows. We got a lot of video of him skiing because my kid and I always had cameras on our heads. And he's like, don't film me, don't film me. But my son's got his YouTube channel, Colorado Camera, and he's got some of the movies from when he was skiing with Mike.
Cool. Are we going to be able to see those at the
Yeah, I sent Dave, I posted some on your Facebook.
Yeah.
I found another one the other day. I think I pasted it on my Facebook.
Okay. I haven't seen that one yet.